It's common knowledge that South Africa is facing a complex challenge regarding employment. The country is dealing with a dire youth unemployment situation as 6.84 million young individuals aged between 15 and 34 are without jobs. There is also a critical shortage of skilled talent that is detrimental to business development and overall GDP growth. Now, for more insights on how we can address the skills gap, we are joined by Thabo Langalibalela from Thaboera IT Solutions. Thabo, thank you so much for your time and for joining us this evening.
It was a pleasure being here. It's a pleasure being here. On that said, allow me to welcome the Holy Spirit to guide these conversations and God's purpose to be fulfilled. But it's nothing but a pleasure being here.
No, certainly. Thank you so much for that. Let's just start by looking at some of those pressing challenges that young people face. What do you think is really contributing to these alarming numbers of young people, one, being unskilled and two, being unable to find jobs?
Look, the jobs part of it, let me start by finding a job. I'll say, oftenly we found ourselves trapped in what public steers with regards to unemployment and not necessarily take action to do hunt and look for jobs. And by saying that, I'm not, can I say, avoiding the fact that there is currently unemployment. I'm looking at the records of the SAAS stats. According to the SAAS stats, unemployment have increased with 0.6% just on the second quarter of 2024. So I'm not avoiding or be not in denial of that. However, when it comes to unemployment, it's not unemployment because there's not opportunities in my world, rather in my judgment. It is rather unemployment because we're not oftenly understanding what is the next action that we should take after graduation. See, going to school is for academical reasons, but finding employment is a different job all by something totally new. So oftenly, as students, or rather now talking from academical perspective, we are not yet, or rather they're not yet equipped with understanding of what's needed in the industry or how do you go about finding a job.
And why is that disconnect? Because quite a lot of the times we are finding that schools are not teaching enough of how to equip you academically and how to reason, but also most importantly, how you should then be going out and navigating the world in order for you to find or even create employment.
I'll blame that on the system. See, I'll blame that on the system, and I blame that on, perhaps no one can say, the lack of teaching within the schools with regards to what is the next step. It's not just about being academically good with what you're doing or studying at school, but rather what is next in line and what is required from you as an individual. More than your certificate, your diplomas, your certificate, your degrees, is not your job, will not secure you a job. It's your personal, can I call it your personal attachments, it's your personal outcry to look and hunt for a job. It's your personality that's also going with that, if I should put it like that. And when I say personality, referring to your soft touch, your personal skills, your engagement, your desire to really want to be employed and not just wanting to be successful, wanting to be a graduate of some sort of course. See, it's oftenly required from us as individuals to start hunt for jobs. There's just to so far where we can help you, but you need to help yourself as well. And by me saying help yourself is basically saying dedicate some time to yourself to find a job. There is quite a lot of opportunities, and I will know so because from the likes of certain platforms that also help with trainees, learnerships, and so forth. And I'm not referring to all. I'm strictly now referring to your academics, your graduates that's unemployed.
Yeah. Right. And we speak of these things. We speak of the soft skills. And I'm sure when you're saying people should go out and hunt for jobs, I'm sure that's what a lot of young people are doing. What practical examples could you give to them when you say to them, once you've acquired the academics, once you're done with matric, once you've acquired the diploma and the degree, practically, what am I supposed to be doing to go out there to be different from other people in order for me to land that job?
Look, it's not so much about being different. It's about dedicating your time. Remember now you are in competition. You're in competition in the sense that you are not the only one that graduated in that specific field. There's quite a lot of others that graduated in the same field. But once you understand that in fact, before you even start graduating, you start getting in touch with social engagements, your social engagements referring to your linkage, You can go to your PNets. I often say, go to your Googles, type in the courses that you've studied. For instance, now if you are in IT like I will be, I'll say type in IT companies, Google IT companies, go to their websites, check up on their contact pages, see, do a bit of research. Be that you just call and engage, get in touch with recruiters. There is quite a few recruiters online, so everyone is just trying to reach out. But remember now, not everyone will reach out to you specifically. I can bring forth to you what is it that I'm doing, but you'll need to get in touch with me. You need to contact me. You need to tell me what is it, what skills is it that you possess. Perhaps not even offer, can I call it, just an employment spree where you will not want any compensation. It's rather a training session available. Put yourself available. Make yourself available to this. Ask for opportunities, but make yourself available so that we can see, adding you to my team, will you actually really add value? So I will also not blame per se, but I can also say it's also the institution's responsibility. Institution's responsibility from engagement with us corporates. Corporates referring to institution houses, companies, the companies chosen by MICTA, for instance, for allowing a certain compensation for any students that will do their in-service training. So I will hardly and rather say full-heartedly say it's a combination of both. It's a combination of you as an individual and with your institutions as well.
Talking about SETAs, do you find that there's an effectiveness in terms of how those programs are rolled out, especially with young people being able to join certain companies? The companies are given an incentive, and a part of that incentive is passed down to the individual in order for them to be able to get to the job and fulfill their duties. Are people going there to attain the skills, or is it more of just attaining that incentive to put food on the table?
And again, what I say, from corridors of life that I've lived, in the experience, or rather say experience gain, having to work with students coming from institutions, and if also students coming from, can I call it, with no tertiary institution education, but rather straight from a trick, going through these trainings. It's not so much to do with the student itself. It's also at the places where you find and gain these so-called lessons or skills from. In my understanding, SETA's aim is for companies to adopt students that they know they will train to add value to their companies. And after your 12 months or 6 months of training, to adopt the students, to take care of them from there forward. So 6 months, government will take their expenses just so that you can teach them on the expenses of the government to add value to your company. So after that, employ this individual. So in the corridors of life lived, will I state again, it's not what really transpires as things stand. Everyone, students for instance, will just want a sense of employment, not understanding, but see, you coming to an employment is actually you coming to sell yourself,
of course,
coming to bring forth to us, what is it, what is your skills, why is it that we should see you as worthy, what kind of value can you come and add to my company, can you bring forth changes, for instance, can I feel the need of you being part of my team. So it's not so much to do with the government, it's not so much to do with the institution, it's to do with you as an individual.
And that's very important for individuals to know and understand their role within their homes, their society, the companies and the organizations they want to operate in. Because a lot of the times you find matriculants or even graduates who have specialized in certain sectors and industries but are sitting at home, are unemployed, and we squarely put it on industries and on government. But for a young person to be able to go out who's possibly studied accounting, to walk to a funeral parlor down the road and ask to do their books, you're giving your service, you're getting some experience, and there's a possibility of you being able to find a job at the end of the day. Are we innovative enough as graduates?
It leads back to us, can I call it, to us not understanding what's the main reason behind going to school. You see, the reason to go to school is just to grant you an opportunity for an opportunity.
Right.
Right, not a job. It's still up to you to create a job for yourself. So I will not say graduate and go look for a job per se, but I'll also say don't go and start your own thing. It's nice to look for a job so that you can gain experience on how to operate your business when you will start a business. after your graduation, you are still not even halfway done to finding a job. Finding a job is up to you. Your skills, your outcry, your engagement, your links, your networks. Do you understand that if that is now that you don't find any or you do not have those links, if one should use that expression rather, I will say, get into the power of self-employment, becomes an entrepreneur. Look out for trainees, companies, look for other trainees, mentorships, other companies, or get under the wings of someone that can teach you, someone that can train you how to start your business. I often will share with you how to register a business. Just register a business, be that you're not yet knowing how to do it, but get into the basics. Your services, your skills, your experiences you will learn and gain from those that is in line of what you want to do.
Lastly, when we speak of vocational training and just some of the programs that do exist, I mean, you spoke of SETAs and how some of those programs are working. But with the SETAs, quite often it's after with people that have done beyond their matric, that have graduated from a diploma or other NQF levels. Programs such as Direlos Chaba that existed in Botswana, for instance, where immediately after matric, you had to go into 4 different sectors to experience what it's like working in the health sector, in the retail sector, in the manufacturing sector, that by the time you then apply for going to university, you sort of have an inclination as to what you truly like. Because we do find that matriculants go and study something that after 3 years of that degree, they realize that it's not quite what I was looking forward to.
Because we just want to go to study.
Yes.
Again, I say it's to do with our broken system. It's a broken system, not blaming anyone. See, once we implement different regulations with regards to what is the purpose and how do we go, what is the purpose of you going back to tertiary institution, after school, after matric, it's very important, it's of extreme importance to understand that what is the course that you're doing? Is it a course that you do just because you want to graduate and have some sense of education on your back, or is it a course that will place you in a position where you know you can find a job easily? Referring to, don't just go and study for the sake of studying. Let it be a course that can have a positive impact on your life after you graduate. And I can refer to a lot of courses. I wouldn't want to pinpoint out some courses, but I don't want to say home economics or, you know, being a chef or so forth, but I'll simply say, be specific, do a bit of research, do outcries, don't sit and just follow, right? Do a bit of research, know who you are, what is your strength, and focus on those. Find jobs, find positions, or rather find studies, study materials in that. Take some time off, spend time with professionals in the field that you want to study to assure if it's something that you rather share interest in. And if not, change. Because remember now, time waste in those 3 years institutions can really becomes a bit against all odds when it comes to us searching for jobs or rather hunting for jobs. Because even from an employment perspective, we don't look at your certificate, we look at your personal skills, and we want to see, is it that you have a little bit of sense of understanding our industries.
Right.
You see, as much as you are graduated as perhaps now can I call now HR specialist, I'm an entrepreneur, startup entrepreneur, perhaps a small, medium enterprise entrepreneur. So I will rather look for someone more in the accounting field, more in the IT field, perhaps a bit on the legal field, just to relate into my business. So you see, it already then brings forth a specific, can I call it now, a specific preference on students to look at after matric, or rather after graduation,
right,
if I should put it like that.
All right, Thabo, thank you so much for your time and for your insights. I certainly hope that young people sitting at home trying to find ways to navigate unemployment, they certainly can take some nuggets from this discussion. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much for your time.